AI is making most funnel builders slower than they actually believe they are, as far as progress goes. And most people are not even realizing it. I'm going to share with you exactly one of the biggest, let's call it lies, right? They are not lies, but one of the biggest misconceptions around AI and growing a business. Okay, because there's one thing that most people believe in, which is AI is a shortcut, right? And it can be a shortcut if you know exactly what you're doing and what you're looking for. And here's the problem: when you're trying to go as a funnel builder from $0 a month to $10,000 a month, the main reason why you are not getting there is not because there's some tool missing or whatever, or some automation missing or whatever. It's because you don't effectively know how to get there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you, everything that I've learned in the past 5 6 years that allowed me to get to $10,000 to $20,000 a month as a funnel builder, as a solopreneur, and retaining as much profit margin as possible. Sometimes is around 90-95% profit margin. Others is a little bit smaller, depending if I need to hire a copywriter to help me or not. But most cases these days, it just depends on the complexity of the project and on the complexity of the niche, if I already know the niche or not. Okay, so here's the most important parts to go from 0 to 10,000. Now, what most people believe is they need some sort of automated lead generation process. You don't need that. You don't need an automated, client acquisition process, whatever. That thing, it only starts becoming a reality once you start making $25,000, $50,000, and you have enough money to run some ads, to target some ads, to hire a team, and then to put some SOPs into motion. You don't want to do that before you get to 25K a month, because before that you are just validating tons and tons and tons of things. I'm going to get there in just a little bit. So you don't need automation. You also don't need paid traffic. That's one of the biggest mistakes most people do, especially if you are a freelancer that doesn't have a lot of money to invest right away. And essentially what you need is you need one target audience. And I know that you have heard this somewhere, but it just, you've never really worked on that extensively. That's just, there was something you heard like Alex Hermosi say, or Russell Brunson say, stuff like that, but you never really implemented it extensively for a long period of time, okay? So you do need one target audience for a lot of different reasons. One of those reasons is you want to really know them. You want to really know their business model. You want to really know what kind of problems they face, what is the biggest roadblock, and how to solve those problems. This is one of the biggest things. If you're not solving a specific problem to a specific target audience, and a problem that is big enough, urgent enough for them to fix right now, then your life is going to be a lot harder, essentially. Okay? Now, before that, after that, right, one target audience, then you need to have one solution for that target audience that you're going to be doing over and over and over, which means that you need to have a delivery process. And believe me, most funnel builders I talk to, they don't have a specific delivery process. They just, wiggle with it. They just, they ask questions in terms of their clients, how they want to do it, what they want to start. Like, that's not what you want to do. You need to have a very specific delivery process that's going to be pretty much 95% the same for all the projects, all the clients, and you know exactly how much time it takes you, how much money it takes you to build that, and what are the steps to take them from 0 to 100%. Okay, you need to have this delivery process. Now, after you have one solution, you want to have one way of reaching out to people. Okay, so you kind of want to have your one way of marketing, and when you are doing marketing, there's a lot of misconceptions, and I've been through all these things. Okay, first, do I need to be on one social media or multiple social media? Do I need to post 10 times a day, one time a day, 50 times a day, whatever it is? Do I need to be doing long form, short form, podcasts, webinars? Do I need to do all these things? Like, exactly what do I need to do? Now, this is going to depend on what works best for you. Literally, you can get results with cold calling. You can get results with cold DM. You can get results with emails. You can get results with content creation. You can get results with pretty much, whatever. But you need to focus on that main thing, okay? Because you need to master that. And once you start mastering it, whatever you choose, once you start mastering it, you start getting better results. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you choose emailing, right? You are going to go ahead and say, I'm going to get clients through email. Now, there's various stages that you need to be aware of. The first stage is you want to find those emails. So you need to find the target audience, your the potential future client. You need to qualify, and then you need to grab the email. Okay, you need to find a person, qualify, and grab the email. Afterwards, you need to send the first message. Then you need to have some sort of way that you qualify so that you can then schedule a call. Okay, so then here is you need to add value, so then you can schedule a call, right? Or add questions. Maybe they have some questions, and then you have your call process, and then you have your closing, and then you have your follow-up if they don't close. So all these are things that you need to be aware of. You need to learn, like most of your time needs to be learning this thing. And this is why it's complicated. This is why it's very hard for most people, for most funnel builders, go to 0 to 10. Because in order for you to go from 0 to 10, you need to be laser focused on all these things. Okay? So in this video, one of the most important parts of the message that I want to share with you is AI is amazing to help you with laser focus on all these specific things, but you need to know where you are going. You need to know your direction. You need to have clarity and certainty of what you are doing. Because if you are not following a process that works, you are just going to be trying an error like every single time, even if with AI. And whenever whenever AI tells you, oh, you can do this or that, now which one should you choose? Yeah, just ask AI, right? So ask AI, say, hey, go for this one. Okay, go for this one. And then you are always trying to validate the ideas from AI. That is something that you don't want to do. You want to be the one that validates that. You need to make sure that you build the validation process within you, because that validation process that you build within you is going to be the most important part for, the rest of your business. AI is there. Once you learn how to do those things, you can then speed things up. Let's say that I know exactly what I need to do. I need to ask a qualification question that is going to lead them to that. Okay, so what is the qualification question? I want to ask them what they have in mind for the projects, but I want to have 3 or 4 ideas in terms of how to say that. Okay, cool. You can go to AI and ask 3 or 4 ideas on how to say that, and then you start practicing different ways, different directions, etc. But you know exactly what you are looking for. The problem is that most people use AI. They get more confused than they actually get clarity. For example, I have a handful of students that they have been telling me this for the past year. Okay, I had people that joined my discovery call and said, you know what, Pedro, everything that you said makes a lot of sense. I didn't thought about it that way, but I'm going to go ahead and implement it myself. I think I can do it myself. I was like, okay, sure. I mean, what's the cost of inaction, and what if you don't get there? What's the cost of not getting there, right? So but that's not the focus on this point. So basically, they go ahead, they say, okay, this makes sense. They learn just one different thing in terms of mindset, or how to think about things. That got them excited. They believe they can then take that information, go to AI and develop that. But 99.9% of people, they are not going to be able to do that, because it's just a very complicated game to play. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's not. That's why it's 99.9. But it's a very complicated game to play. So instead of using AI to go through all these steps, what I usually recommend is, and by the way, a lot of these people that, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, they mentioned, I'm going to try to do this myself. Eventually, they come back. I'm not saying I'm going to be the first option for them. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But eventually, I'm going to come back, because there's so many different things that you need to do in order for you to get to 10K. It's a simple process, but the learning process is very complicated. It's exhausting. It's demanding. It demands you to be really consistent and fight against all your subconscious thoughts and stuff like that. Like, your body is going to learn new things, right? Your body, your mind, etc. You're going to learn new things, and those things are not practical to you. Those things are not second nature to you. So you are probably going to need to, remove some of the walls and then build new walls, and that process is tiring. I see that on my process, on my growth process. I see that on my one-on-one students. It's guaranteed is going to be tiring. You need to prove to the universe that you are really, really hungry enough to make it happen. But that's one way of going from this direction to that direction, right? You are gonna go here, and sometimes it's hard. So you go back and you go forwards, and you go back and you go forwards, and then you feel down and you feel high, and you go back and you go forwards. And same thing here, you go back and forwards, but you don't deviate too much from the goal. So eventually, sooner or later, you get there. This is what happens. This is why most of my students take around 45 days to get their first results, 90 days to start getting recurring results and stuff like that, right? Because it takes time. And some people go like really mad, and I need to have a very simple conversation with them to get them encouraged and keep going, right? So all these things is kind of complicated, but it's what happens. But the other process, you go from one place to another, and then you start a process, and then you go back, and then hey, actually, I'm going to start a new process. So then eventually they go back to this new process because this new process looks better. And then they start the process like, hey, wait a minute, this other process was actually better. And then they go back to this process, and, they lose all this time. And, oh, wait a minute, there's this other new process that this guy's making $1 million with a year. So I'm going to go to this process. I'm going to start it out and I'm going to test it. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I need help with AI. So AI actually helps you a lot, and then you start, you don't really know what to do. It says you go back down and go back up and go to another solution, and then it's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 months, 12 months pass, and you feel like, well, I'm the exact same place I am. Okay, and by the way, I'm not judging you. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just mentioning, I'm narrating what is happening right now, probably with you, because I've been through this as well. And I'm still in this process on my journey to 10 to 20 to 30, 40, $50,000 from my process, right? So I'm still in that journey, but for the next step. So getting to 0 to 10 for me, it's much, much, much easier than it was before, right? It's something that I know I'm going to be able to get there if I focus on repeating the steps that get me there. So I know how to get back to this stage every time. 10 to 20K, it's no problem. I know exactly how to get there, right? My problem is anything above that, because above that, with the style of what I want to do, requires other different things. So then I need to work on all those different things. So I need to repeat this process. Now, long story short, basically, okay, what exactly do I recommend to focus on in order for you to have the easiest path there? Okay, it's still going to require work, but the easiest path there. Well, first is understanding that you have limited time and you need to divide that time wisely. So first is delivery. You need to know exactly how to deliver amazing funnels. Done. Okay? That's the first thing. So you need to have a schedule where you learn everything you can about funnels. If you want to learn more about funnels, join my funnel house. It's where I add all my information there. Join my funnel house. It's super amazing. Go there. Just $57 a month. Done. Okay? Then you need to make sure that you learn how to market yourself. So marketing is super important. But Pedro, I am already doing content. Yeah, but most of the times your content is really bad, super bad, doesn't convert. Even last week, I was on a call with one of my one-on-one students. I was like, okay, your content doesn't need to have a specific structure, a specific hook, a specific whatever, but it needs to feel like this specific way. So I gave her a specific example. It took me like 7 minutes to give her an example, and she was like, oh, wow, Pedro, you should have this in a video format that I could go watch it again and again. I was like, yeah, you have the recording of the call, so you can go back and watch it again. So this is the kind of thing that you want to do. And I mentioned all the steps in an easy way that you could replicate it so that our content actually makes sense, okay? Marketing is something, but it's not just content. Marketing is getting visibility, so yeah, content is a part of it, okay? But also marketing is understanding your positioning. And a lot of funnel builders, they feel like, okay, what should I do? They don't know. So they go to AI, they ask, what should I do? What is my position, etc. Oh, and that specific moment, yeah, this makes sense. And then after a week or two, they lose that hype because AI is about hyping you up into believing a specific thing that they're telling you, and then you believe that, and then once the hype goes down and vanishes, then you are back at square zero, whatever it's called, like step one, right? So you want to make sure exactly what you are looking for. And this is much easier to get when you are with one-on-one coaching. If you want a consultation call, we can get on a consultation call. Usually it's around 30 to 45 minutes. And I go through the entire foundations of your business. So if this is something that you like to do, send me a DM. We can sort it out. But this is one of the most important things. So marketing is visibility, is positioning, and is communication. Like, you need to make sure that you are very good at this, and this is tough to learn, especially when you are doing this alone. Especially when you're relying on AI that is going to produce generic content. Like, everybody knows how to identify an AI generated content. So you don't want to be there. You want to be unique. What about the unique selling proposition, right? What makes you unique? You need to have that as well. Now, marketing. What is the next one? Is sales. You need to have a very good offer. You don't need 7 packs of offers. You don't need 2 packs, 3 packs of offers, 5 types of services. No, you need one main offer that you are very good to do or helping people with, and you then can customize a few details here and there for the specific lead. But you have one offer that you need to be known for, because it's so hard to be known for that one offer, let alone 3 different offers. So it's like, oh, I just need to do this micro SaaS. I just need to do this low ticket off. I just need to do this community. I just need to do this done for you. No, stop all that stuff. Focus on one done for you, very good, high ticket offer, and then become the best at that. That's the main thing that you should be doing. It's much easier to become good at, for example, let's say that you are practicing to launching darts. It's much easier to practice launching darts and becoming better at launching darts every single day you practice launching darts than it is to launching darts, play basketball, play baseball. You need to become great at all those things. Like, no, don't do that, right? But anyway, again, not criticizing you. Also, I'm actually talking to Pedro from the past as well. I also did all these mistakes. That's why I know them so well, So, one offer, and this is basically your day-to-day. Your day-to-day. You need to be good at delivering. You need to spend time building funnels every day. You need to spend time doing marketing every day. You need to spend time doing sales. Sales could be offer calls, right? Offer calls, and then it's sales. Like the sales scripts and stuff like that. But also is DMing and have a conversation with DM. This is very, very important. Okay, so you need to do this. On top of that, you need 30 minutes a day of learning. Okay? So if you're not doing this, and believe me, a lot of people that I know, a lot of funnel builders, I also done this mistake. They stop learning because they need to focus on making money. So they go make money, and then eventually they stop learning, so eventually they don't grow, and they just get stuck in this thing. Don't do that. Okay? Now, this is much easier. If you want to learn with AI, sure, learn with AI, but select one specific topic and focus on that specific topic for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever. Okay? Because if you are going to try to mix all these things, right now I feel like I'm doing content, and then go do content. Right now I feel like I'm doing DMs. Right now I feel like doing funnels. If you do like, I feel right now I should do this, you have a plan for disaster. You need to have a consistent routine that you know exactly what you're going to be working on, why you want to be working on that, and exactly what you are trying to improve. I help with my one-on-one students with this all the time. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. So the basics of this video right now is AI is an absolute amazing tool. I use AI every single day for copy, for content ideas, for research. I use AI for email marketing. I use AI for funnel building, designs. I use AI for a lot of different things. But I use it as a tool to enhance what I already know. I don't use it to replace me, because the moment you start replacing yourself, you slowly start removing yourself from the equation. You don't want to remove yourself from the equation. You want to add yourself into the equation. You want to expand your value. So expanding your value is completely different than replacing yourself. I know so many funnel builders that they hate content creation because they don't understand content creation, because it's hard for them, right? I also used to hate content creation, by the way. I used to hate writing. I used to hate creating these videos. I used to hate creating short form videos. But now I love the concept because I understand it in a different way. I've learned to do it in a way that actually is pleasant for me and gets me results. You also want to find your ways to get there. Okay, it's much easier to do it with one-on-one coach, of course. But if you are trying to do it by yourself, well, by all means. But focus on that. Focus on one thing at a time, because the journey is already too complicated. If you start adding all the information that AI gives you, it's going to be 10 times harder. Okay. So anyway, the essence of this video is: don't use AI to replace you. thinking that they are 10 times better than you. You need to learn. You need to become the expert so that you can use AI to boost your productivity, the quality of your output, and all that stuff. So you're not going to replace, you're going to add more value with it. Okay? If you want to learn more about funnel building, join the Funnel House. If you want to learn more about how can you change your mindset, how can you start making some more progress, how can you get more clients, join my academy. It's just $99 a month. Join my academy. Ask questions, watch the courses, watch the live calls. Also challenge me to creating other things, other topics, explore different questions that you might have, right? And if you want something a lot more customized, a lot faster to get results as well, then join my one-on-one. Okay, I do have limited spots though, so I don't know if I have a spot right now or not. But send me a DM, we can have a chat. If I have a spot, I'll let you know. If not, no problem whatsoever. You can schedule for some time in the future. But this is something that you absolutely need to start taking control of and dominating before it just spirals. And realistically speaking, you have 2026 to learn that. Because if you don't learn that in 2026, 2027 is probably going to be even harder, because there's a tendency of things becoming harder than it becoming easier. I've noticed this pattern with a lot of different things. The longer you wait to solve a problem, the more difficult it tends to become. I've noticed with my, for example, with my grades, the longer I waited to improve my grades, the harder it became, because it was more and more demanding, more and more people, it became harder and harder and harder. When I was trying to become better at soccer, for example, the longer I waited, the harder it became. When I was trying to, learn lead generation, I kept saying no to the things that were boring, they were hard, and I was trying to go to an easier way out. I was just not facing the things that I had to face. The longer I waited, the more it cost me. It cost me in stress, in anxiety. It cost me in time lost. It cost me in relationships as well. It cost me in clients' opportunities. I've lost amazing clients along the way because I didn't fix a specific problem as fast as I could or as fast as I should. So don't delay solving these problems. Try to solve one problem at a time. Try to find someone that can help you ease the process instead of focusing on 100 things, because you have 100 things to fix, right? Everybody does. Instead of focusing on 100 things, focus on one thing, on the one thing that is most, highest priority right now. And then once you get that done, then you go for the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Okay? But anyway, if you have any questions, share in the comments below. If you want to learn more about funnels, join the Funnel House. If you want to learn more about how to get more clients, join the academy. If you want a one-on-one coach that is there to help you to create customized plans and all that stuff, let's have a chat and talk to you very, very soon.